Hello and welcome to the June 20th, 2019 Town of Smyrna Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. I'd like to call today's meeting to order, and we're going to start with prayer and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Scott DeMombrium. If you stand with me, please. Father, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for the town of Smyrna. And Father, I just pray for our staff, Father, for our mayor, our boards, committees, and our citizens, Father, that you continue to bless this town with safety, security, Father, and lead us into making the best decisions for our people going forward. We love you so much. In Jesus' name, amen. You turn and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. First order of business on the agenda, citizen comments. I don't see any at this time. Mitch, is that right? Okay, so we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the meeting last month. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll second.
And a second. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the minutes are approved. Moving right along to new business, and the first thing we have here is a setback variance request, and we'll let Mitch tell us about that.
Yeah, this is a zoning variance. This is a two-part request for a zoning variance request and a setback variance at 5217 Patience Drive. Applicants requesting a zoning variance to place an in-ground pool in their front yard. In addition, the setback variance will need to be granted as well. The applicant's requesting a 21-foot front setback variance to allow the pool to be 14 feet off of the front property line. There is currently an existing fence that encloses the backyard, so the pool will not be visible from the roadway. The property is zoned R3, medium-density residential, and is approximately 0.28 acres in size. Pools are allowed in residential districts, but normally are not allowed to be placed in the front yard. The yard has two front setbacks and a 10-foot public utility drainage easement on the east lot line. The rear yard directly behind the house slopes, which is the reason for the applicant requesting it be placed offset from directly behind the rear of the house. Section 7.080D of the zoning ordinance detail the requirements for variances not involving special flood hazard areas, and they are detailed as follows. The board shall not grant a variance unless it makes findings based upon the evidence presented as it follows. The particular physical, surroundings, shape, topographic conditions of the specific property involved that would result in a particular hardship upon the owner as distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict application of the ordinance were carried out must be stated. Staff finds being this lot is a corner lot, any detached accessory structure must adhere to all front setbacks placed on the property. Conditions upon which petition for a variance would not be applicable generally to other property in the same district. Staff finds lots in the R3 district on a corner lot have less allowable space for a detached accessory structure, thus limiting the space in which those can be placed in the rear yard. Variances will not authorize activities in zone districts other than those permitted by this ordinance. Pools are permitted in the R3 district. Financial returns have not been identified as a reason for requesting the variance. The alleged difficulty or hardship has not been created by the applicant in this case. And granting the variance will not confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied by this ordinance to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same district. Staff finds the variance request will not provide the applicant with special privileges denied by the ordinance to other land, structures, or buildings in the R3 district. The variance is the minimum that will make possible the reasonable use of the land, building, or structure. Staff finds the requested variance may be needed to make possible the reasonable use of the particular property and structure. Without this request, the pool would need to be placed on a slope in the backyard, which would make it difficult. 8, granting the variance will not be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to other property or improvements in the area in which the property is located. Staff finds the variance will not be detrimental to any of the above effects, and the proposed variance will not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property, increase congestion in the public streets, increase danger of fire, endanger public safety, or substantially diminish or impair property values. Staff finds the variance will not have any of the above effects. 10 is not applicable in this case, and staff would recommend approval of both requests of a setback variance of 21 feet and a zoning variance of allowing a structure in the front yard due to the property having 2 front setbacks. We got 2 pictures as well. First one looking from the road at the corner lot part of the house. You can see the fence currently in place in the backyard. And then this is looking at the back. This is their rear lot line. You also have this is where the drainage easement is currently. And you can kind of tell how the lot is sloping right back here going towards the back corner of the lot, which is what I was alluding to earlier with the lot having topographic conditions in the rear lot, which would make for a inconvenience on the owner if they were to place a pool in that part of the backyard. That's about it.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Well, at this time, we will close the BZA meeting and open up the public hearing for anyone that would like to speak for or against the request. Anybody in the room? All right. You please step up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Jeremiah Kiesling. I live at 5217 Patience Drive. We're just here to appeal the setback easement area for the pool.
I'm Amber Kiesling. I'm here as well, just appealing the denial.
We're glad to have you.
Okay.
We have some more pictures of the inside of the pool. I don't know if
Or
that
the
would.
inside of the fencing.
Or the inside of the fencing, if that would help.
It kind of
Sure.
shows
Like
If you
the,
don't mind, go ahead. Sure.
You didn't sneak in and get those pictures, Mitch?
Not this one.
The first one is just, it's marked on there of where the pool's wanting to be set. And then it shows the slope of the backyard on the right side of the property where it slopes away.
All right, so this is the area we want to go.
Right, that's the square there.
And this is the slips back.
This is this way.
All right.
Yeah.
The picture in your packet shows also approximate location of where it would be placed in the backyard.
Yeah, so this is looking at it from the front yard, back towards the back. And you can see on the slope of the fence on the other side.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You can really see it there. Okay.
Yeah, really bad.
That one really shows
Right,
the
as
what's
does that
going
one.
on really well. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? No?
I don't know that I have any questions.
Okay. Anybody else wish to speak for or against? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And at this time, we'll close the public hearing and reopen the BZA meeting for discussion. Based on staff recommendations, and actually, thank you for these photos, those were great. I don't really have anything here. I think everything's been satisfied for a motion, unless you guys have any discussion.
I don't have anything.
I'll entertain a motion, or I can make one, whatever you guys would like.
Make a motion to approve the 21-foot setback based on the property itself, the slope in the backyard, et cetera. Can't say that. Do we need anything else?
Does that cover it, or?
There's 2 motions. They need a front setback variance and they also need a zoning variance.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and just deal with that one that you just did, and then you can deal with the zoning afterwards if you want to.
Do they need to be done separately? That'd be best.
I think that would be cleaner.
Okay, so the first one was for the 21-foot setback, is that correct? To
Correct.
approve that setback variance. Okay, so we have a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that carries. And now we're looking for a motion that would be on the approval of the accessory structure in front of the principal structure. Is that the next one? Okay, well, I move to approve the request to allow the accessory structure in front of the principal structure. Does that cover that? All right, how about a second?
I second.
All right, any opposed? Or how about all those in favor? That'd be aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Looks like everything carried for you guys, so good. Are we good to go on everything on this one? All right. Enjoy that pool. You can have us over anytime. You know where to find us. We'll be here on the 3rd Thursday of every month.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions as the guys are building the pool and stuff, please check with our guys, because just an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure on any kind of issues when you're going to the ground. So, great. All right.
Thanks.
Moving on to the next order. So we got a setback variance request, and Mitch will tell us about this next one.
Yes, this is another setback variance request for a shed to be placed at 6216 Rock Springs Road. Applicants requested a side setback variance for the shed. Requested variance is 6 foot off the property line, total of 2 feet away from the property line. Property is zoned R1, low density, single family residential, approximately 1.21 acres in size. Minimum yard requirements in an R1 district for any detached structure is going to be 8 feet for a side setback. Proposed size of the shed will be 24 by 30 feet in size, or 720 square feet. Lots that range between 1 and 3 acres in size are allowed to have up 1,200 square feet of detached accessory building structure, so they meet that criteria right there. Section 7.080D of the zoning ordinance detail requirements for variances not involving special flood hazard areas, and they are as follows. The particular physical surrounding shape, topographic conditions of the specific property involved that would result in a particular hardship upon the owner is distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict application of the ordinance were carried out must be stated. Staff finds the principal structure is set far back on the property, limiting the location of any other detached structures on the property. The lot has an elongated and narrow shape, and then the topographic conditions of the property behind the principal structure is a steep elevation gain, which would result in a difficult placing of any detached structure, which is the hardship this applicant is proposing. The conditions upon which a petition for a variance is based would not be applicable generally to other property within the same district. Staff finds being the lot is narrow and long with the principal structure set near the rear of the property, placement of any accessory structures will be difficult on this piece of property. Variance will not authorize activities in a zone district other than those permitted by this ordinance. Detached structures are allowed by right in the R1 zoning district, but are to adhere to all applicable setbacks. Property owner has not identified financial returns as a reason for requesting the variance. The creation of and size of the lot were not created by the applicant as well. Granting the variance would not confer on the applicant any special privilege that is denied by the ordinance to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same district. Staff finds the requested variance will not provide the applicant with special privileges denied by the ordinance. The variance is the minimum that will make possible the reasonable use of the land, building, or structure. Staff finds the requested variance may be the minimum to make reasonable use of the structure for the proposed use. Granting the variance will not be detrimental to public welfare or interest to other property or improvements in the area in which the property is located. Staff finds this shouldn't be a problem with how far back the principal structure is placed from the road, which sits approximately 400 feet back. The proposed variance will not impair an adequate supply of light and air to adjacent property, substantially increase the congestion in the public streets, increase the danger of fire, endanger public safety, or substantially diminish or impair property values within the area. Staff does not believe any of these effects would happen with the granting of this variance. 10 is not applicable in this case, and staff would recommend approval of this request of a 6-foot setback variance due to the narrow and long shape of this lot and the principal structure sitting so far back on the property, far away from the road, and also due to the topographic conditions that are in effect behind the house. Couple pictures. This is currently where the house is sitting on the lot, looking at the driveway. This is where the applicant proposes the shed would be placed at on their property. And then this is just for visual reference how far back the house sits from the main road. This is taken from Rock Springs. And that is all I have.
All right, thank you, Mitch. At this time, we'll close the BZA meeting and open up for the public hearing. If anyone wants to speak for or against, all right, please come on up to the microphone and give us your name and your address, please, for the record.
I'm Alan Steinley or Jerry Steinley, and I'd like to put a shop or actually a shed or something to put on there for to store some four-wheelers and tractors and stuff. So
All right, so for the record, you are for this request, okay?
I am for this request. I am for this request.
Does anybody have any questions? Any of the guys have any questions for him? Okay, thank you very much.
thank you very
And
much.
this time I will close the public hearing and open up the, oh, do you have something else? or-
No, I don't.
Good, okay.
I didn't know if I
This
need to
time
stick around or not.
we're gonna close the public hearing and open up the BZA meeting for discussion. Pretty straightforward, very good photos from staff on this. Does anybody have any questions after reviewing the material and seeing the pictures?
I don't.
Tell you what, the staff recommendation is so beautiful, I think I'm going to use that for my motion here. So I'm going to move to approve the request of a 6-foot setback variance due to the lot's narrow and long shape, with the principal structure sitting in the rear of the lot, creating a relatively small area to locate any desired detached principal structures, and the topography of the lot behind the principal structure.
It's well said.
Thank you, sir. That's our staff, the best in the business. So there you have a motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Enjoy your shed. Yeah.
Is Beachy your brother-in-law?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, and if he has any questions on anything, just check with our guys. They're the best to make sure everything goes right. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming in. All right. Okay, so the next order of business, and this is something that has come to light too, the variance request, the property owner or whoever's requesting here is not able to be present and would like to be. So what I'd like to do is, and Jeff, you have to make sure I do this correctly, is I'd like to move to postpone this to the July meeting to allow him to have an opportunity to respond.
I think they requested to defer it. So if
Okay.
you want to defer it to the next regularly scheduled BZA meeting, I think that would
Yeah.
probably be proper.
That's what's happening. You guys have any questions about that, or, okay? Okay. Then I want to move to defer this sign variance request from Mr. Tim McClure to the July BZA meeting. And I'm looking for a second.
Second it.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries, and we will move that request to the July BZA meeting. Okay. That brings us to staff comments or other comments. I'd like to say happy birthday to Mr. Jeff Peach publicly, everybody. Thank you. Happy birthday, sir. Proud to have you.
You're only 25 once.
All right, well, there's no other comments, no other business, then I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.